Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever met someone who had all the talent, all the potential, all the opportunity, and yet they never seemed to get ahead? On the other hand, you see people with fewer resources, fewer advantages, but they just keep winning. What's the difference? It's the mindset. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It is the control center of your life, shaping the way you see the world, the decisions you make, and the actions you take. Every achievement, every failure, every breakthrough, it all starts in the mind. The way you think determines the direction of your life. If you elevate your mindset, you elevate your future. If you let it stay stagnant, you remain where you are, no matter how much opportunity is around you. Your mindset acts like a filter. Two people can look at the same situation and see two completely different realities. One sees obstacles, the other sees opportunity. One sees reasons to quit, the other sees reasons to push forward. It's not the situation that makes the difference, it's the perspective. The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your results. Small thinking leads to small living. But when you expand your thinking, you expand your possibilities. Every successful person you admire, every individual who has broken through barriers and created something significant started by shifting their mindset. They saw something greater before it existed. They believed in possibilities others ignored. They trained their minds to see beyond limitations, to push past fears, and to act with purpose. And the good news, that same ability is within you. You can train your mind to think on a higher level, to focus on solutions instead of problems, to build rather than complain, to create rather than consume. But it's not automatic. Your mind is shaped by what you feed it. Just as the body becomes strong or weak based on diet and exercise, the mind follows the same principle. If you constantly absorb negativity, whether from the news, social media, or the people around you, your mind will be filled with doubt, fear, and limitation. But if you intentionally fill it with wisdom, inspiration, and knowledge, your thinking will reflect that. If you want to change your future, start by changing what you allow into your mind. Your thoughts influence your habits, and your habits create your results. If you believe you can grow, you will take action to grow. If you believe you are stuck, you won't even try. The mind follows the direction of your dominant thoughts. This is why you must be intentional about what you focus on. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, start thinking about what's possible. Instead of focusing on the reasons you can't, most people live their entire lives trapped in their own mental limitations, not because they lack ability, but because they never challenge their thinking. They never take the time to step back and ask, what if there's more? What if I could do better? What if I'm capable of more than I realize? The moment you start asking those questions, you open the door to a new level of life. Your future is not determined by your past or your circumstances. It's determined by your mindset, and you have the power to elevate it. Success is not an accident. It doesn't happen by chance or luck. It is built through habits, choices, and most importantly, discipline. But before discipline shows up in your actions, it must first exist in your mind. Mental discipline is the foundation of all achievement. It is the ability to control your thoughts, direct your focus, and stay committed to your goals, even when distractions, difficulties, and doubts try to pull you off course. Without it, success remains just an idea. With it, success becomes inevitable. Your mind is constantly being pulled in different directions. There is always something competing for your attention. Social media, entertainment, other people's opinions, and the endless noise of the world. If you are not intentional about controlling your thoughts, they will be controlled for you. Mental discipline means taking charge of what enters your mind, what stays there, and what you choose to focus on. It means deciding that your vision, your goals, and your future are more important than temporary distractions or fleeting emotions. The most successful people are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the most gifted. They are the ones who have mastered the ability to think with clarity, to block out unnecessary distractions, and to stay focused on what matters. They train their minds the way an athlete trains their body. Just like physical strength comes from repeated effort, mental strength comes from repeated discipline. It's the ability to say no to things that waste time, to push forward when things get hard, and to stay committed even when motivation fades. The truth is, motivation will not always be there. Some days you won't feel like working. Some days fear and doubt will creep in. Some days setbacks will make you question if it's even worth it. This is where mental discipline separates those who achieve from those who quit. The disciplined mind doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It moves forward despite obstacles. It doesn't give in to excuses. It finds a way. It doesn't surrender to emotions. It stays focused on the bigger picture. Discipline in the mind leads to discipline in actions. When your thoughts are focused, your habits align with your goals. You start making better choices, taking consistent action, and following through on your commitments. Small disciplines repeated daily lead to massive results over time. The key is consistency. It's easy to do something once or twice, but true discipline is doing it over and over, especially when no one is watching. Most people struggle not because they lack ability, but because they lack mental discipline. They start with excitement, but the moment it gets tough, they give up. They allow distractions to dictate their priorities. They let emotions control their decisions. But those who develop mental discipline create a different reality. They take control of their minds, and in doing so, they take control of their future. Because success is not built in a day, it's built in the daily decisions to stay focused, to stay committed, and to never quit. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you fill it with strong, positive, and empowering ideas, it will produce confidence, creativity, and success. But if you allow negativity, doubt, and fear to take root, your mind will become a breeding ground for limitations. The thoughts you nurture will shape your decisions, your habits, and ultimately your future. That's why you must be intentional about feeding your mind the right ideas. Everything you expose yourself to influences the way you think. The books you read, the conversations you have, the content you consume, all of it plays a role in shaping your mindset. If you constantly listen to negativity, whether from the news, social media, or even the people around you, it will affect the way you see yourself and the world. You will start to believe that opportunities are scarce, that success is only for the lucky, and that life is full of obstacles you cannot overcome. But if you fill your mind with knowledge, wisdom, and inspiration, you will begin to see possibilities, solutions, and new paths forward. The most successful people understand this principle. They don't just leave their minds open to anything that comes their way. They guard their mental environment like a valuable treasure. They choose books that expand their thinking. They listen to mentors who challenge them to grow. They surround themselves with people who push them to become better. They know that every great achievement starts with the right ideas planted in the mind. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that their thoughts are random. They are not. Your thoughts are a product of what you feed your mind daily. If you spend hours consuming entertainment but never invest time in learning, don't be surprised if your thinking remains at the same level year after year. If you constantly engage in gossip and negative conversations, don't be shocked if your mindset is filled with doubt and fear. Growth doesn't happen by accident. You must be intentional about the ideas you absorb. Imagine two people with the same potential. One spends time reading, learning, and developing new skills. The other spends time scrolling, complaining, and avoiding personal growth. Over time, the difference between them becomes massive. One moves forward in life while the other remains stuck. The only difference is what they allowed into their minds. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, criticize, and see only problems, their negativity will feed your mental weeds. But if you spend time with people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to think bigger, you will naturally start growing stronger thoughts. Weeds will always try to grow back. Eliminating them, it's a one-time task. It's a daily practice. But the more disciplined you are in keeping your mind clear of negativity, the more room you create for growth, success, and the life you truly want to build. The people you spend time with shape your thinking, your habits, and ultimately your future. If you want to elevate your life, you must surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. Your environment has more influence over your success than you realize. You can have big dreams, strong ambition, and a great work ethic, but if you are constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and small thinking, it will pull you down. Growth is not just about what you do, it's also about who you allow into your life. If you spend your time with people who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, it won't be long before you start adopting the same mindset. You'll start justifying why you're not taking action. You'll begin to see obstacles instead of opportunities. You'll lower your standards without even realizing it. This is because your environment influences your thoughts, and your thoughts determine your results. If you want to go higher, you must surround yourself with people who think bigger, aim higher, and push themselves to be better. Growth-minded people don't just accept life as it is, they believe in possibilities. They are constantly learning, improving, and striving for more. They don't settle for average because they know they are capable of more. When you are around people like this, it forces you to raise your own standards. It challenges you to think differently, to take bold action, and to step into a higher version of yourself. Their energy, ambition, and mindset rub off on you, making you stronger in the process. One of the biggest mistakes people make is staying in the wrong circles out of comfort. They hold on to friendships and relationships that no longer align with their goals, afraid of change or judgment. But if the people around you are not helping you grow, they are holding you back. You must have the courage to let go of environments that no longer serve you. This doesn't mean cutting people off with bitterness. It means being intentional about who you allow to influence you. Finding growth-minded people requires effort. You have to seek out environments where people are driven, disciplined, and focused on becoming better. This could mean joining mastermind groups, networking with successful individuals, or simply spending more time learning from great minds through books, podcasts, and mentorship. The goal is to put yourself in spaces where growth is the standard, not the exception. Success is contagious, but so is failure. Positivity is contagious, but so is negativity. If you want to elevate your mindset, your habits, and your results, start by elevating your circle. The right people will push you forward, inspire you to dream bigger, and hold you accountable to your potential. They will remind you of what is possible and challenge you to become the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you don't just rise to the level of your goals, you rise to the level of the people around you. Thinking alone will not change your life. You can have the best ideas, the greatest plans, and the biggest dreams, but without action, they mean nothing. Success is built by those who move, not just those who think. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not filled with wishes. It is filled with action. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who take consistent, deliberate steps toward their goals. Too many people get stuck in the cycle of overthinking. They analyze, plan, and wait for the perfect moment, but that moment never comes. They tell themselves they need more information, more time, or more confidence before they start. But the truth is, action creates clarity. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more confident you become. Waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of procrastination. If you want to change your life, you must act now with what you have from where you are. Every great achievement started with a single step. Nobody builds a successful business overnight. Nobody becomes an expert instantly. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people take action, even when they don't feel ready. They start before they have all the answers. They move forward despite uncertainty. They know that progress comes from doing, not just thinking. Fear is often the biggest barrier to action. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. It keeps people stuck in their comfort zones. But the only way to overcome fear is through action. When you take small steps toward your goals, fear begins to lose its power. You realize that failure is not the end, it's just part of the process. Every mistake is a lesson, every setback is a teacher, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow. The people who win in life are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Discipline is what separates dreamers from doers. Anyone can set goals, but not everyone follows through. The difference is in the daily habits. Small, consistent actions repeated over time create massive results. It's not about taking huge leaps every day. It's about taking steady steps forward, reading one book, making one phone call, learning one new skill. It all adds up. Success is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Excuses will always be there. Distractions will always be present. Challenges will always come. But none of these matter if you make the decision to take action anyway. Action is the cure for doubt, the fuel for progress, and the bridge to success. The sooner you stop waiting and start moving, the sooner you will see results. Because in the end, success doesn't come to those who think about it. It comes to those who get up, take action, and make it happen.